I have a story that I want to share with you. This story is a story that I watched and my life never remained the same. The story is like a skit. So there was these two brothers that were living together. One was wayward while the other one was a good guy. So the wayward guy went out one time and he committed a crime, a very big crime, and the police were involved. So when the police came to the scene, the the guy began to run, and they ran into their room and he met his brother. I think his brother was reading or something. When the brother saw him, the guy that committed the crime said, the police, the police, the police. And then his brother had already known what his brother was capable of doing. Probably he has been advising his brother since, but he refused to change. And then maybe he wanted to now do something differently from what he had been doing. He asked his brother to, hide somewhere and remove his clothes and give to him. So his brother removed his clothes and threw to him, and then he went to hide somewhere. So the good guy now wore the clothes, came out to meet with the police. When the police saw him, they grabbed him and took him to the station. So from the station, they went to the court. From court, he was sent to the prison. From there, the guy was now sentenced to death by hanging. So before then, his brother at home had already begun to have a rethink. He had, he began to feel somehow, feel very bad because he knew that the challenge, the problem that his brother out there was facing in that prison wasn't his fault, So he had begun to change his ways. So he went out the day that he was to be killed. The guy that committed the crime, the main guy that committed the crime, went out to see his brother. So when he got there, his brother saw him and asked the police to please give him, that he wants to see his brother, to please give him a chance to see his brother. So he went to his brother and met his brother and told his brother that he wants him to promise him something. His brother said, okay. He said, you know that this death is his own death, that he is dying for him, that he wants him to promise him that he is going to live for him. He is going to live exactly how he lived. He's going to live righteously. And his brother said, promised him that he would live for him, would live his life as though he's living for him. He will no longer go back at the way he was. So he now went and they concluded he was, I think the police, they now did what they were supposed to do. Then the guy left. So this story is exactly what Jesus did for us. Jesus came and bore our sin and died on the cross for our sin. He is a man who knew no sin, but he was made sin because of us. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 21 said, for he that made him to be sin for us, who knew no sin, that we might be made the righteousness of God in him. He knew no sin, but he died for us. Therefore, we are no longer living for ourselves. We are living for Christ. He bore our sins. He died our death. That death, we were the one that's supposed to die. Then he came and took that death and died for us on the cross of Calvary, meaning that we have to now live his life. We should live righteously. Anything called sin, anything that you know that Christ cannot be involved in, do not involve yourself there. Anything that you know that will please God, that is where you should see yourself. Don't live for self. Apostle Paul said in the book of Philippians chapter 1 verse 21, he said, for to me to live is Christ and to die is gain. You should now live for Christ. You are no longer living for yourself. You live for Christ. And as you do that, God will bless you. Thank you.